If your feet have been going numb or tingling after 60, that pins and needles feeling the moment you stand up, I want to put your mind at ease. It usually is not just aging. Two things are dulling the feeling in your feet: the blood flow that feeds them and the nerves that carry the signal. It is worth having a doctor check the cause, but this is not something you have to accept. You get the blood moving first, and that is what lets the nerves wake up and feel the floor again. I mean, think about that for a second. That is why step one of this daily routine is the one you cannot skip. So how do you bring a numb foot back to life? You do it in 3 steps, and the order is everything. Step 1 gets blood down into your feet and back up again, because tissue that is starved of fresh blood cannot feel much of anything. Step 2 wakes the nerves and rebuilds the small muscles of the foot itself, so the signal has something to travel along. And step 3, the balance work, only becomes safe and worthwhile once the first 2 steps have handed you back the feeling of solid ground under you. That last part, the quiet confidence of trusting your own feet again, is where we are headed. Keep it in the back of your mind, because everything we do is building toward it. None of this needs a gym, a floor mat, or anything you do not already own. A sturdy chair and a bare floor are enough. The order matters because of what is going on down in your feet. The blood traveling there is on the longest delivery route in your whole body. Your feet sit farthest from your heart, at the very bottom, working against gravity the entire way back up. Spend most of the day sitting, and that return trip slows to a crawl. Blood pools in your ankles and feet. The fresh oxygen it carries never fully arrives, and the nerves down there go sluggish and quiet for want of supply. That dull, buzzing, half-asleep feeling is often those very nerves, starved and short on fuel. So before you ask a single nerve to wake up, you reopen the road that feeds it. And you have a built-in pump for exactly this job, sitting right there in your lower legs. The large muscles of your calves wrap around the deep veins that carry blood back up toward your heart. Every time those calf muscles squeeze, they press on those veins and push a wave of blood upward, like squeezing a tube from the bottom. Movement specialists sometimes call the calf your second heart, because when you are on your feet and moving, it is doing real pumping work. Sit still all day and that pump sits idle. Step 1 is nothing more than switching it back on. We start seated in that sturdy chair, feet flat and bare if you can manage it. The first move is the ankle pump, and it is the very motion you make pressing a gas pedal. Point your toes gently down toward the floor, then pull them back up toward your shin, as far as feels comfortable each way. Down and up, slow and full. Feel your calf tighten every time you point, and release every time you flex. That tightening is your second heart squeezing. Do about 20 of these on each foot, unhurried, and you may feel a little warmth spread into your feet by the end. That warmth is the fresh blood arriving. If your ankles are stiff at first, start with 10 and let the range grow day by day. This is the simplest thing in the world, and it is the switch that turns the whole routine on. Next, lift one foot just off the floor and draw slow circles with it, letting the movement come from your ankle rather than your whole leg. 5 circles one way, then 5 the other, then switch feet. This carries your ankle through every direction and keeps the smaller vessels around the joint open. If lifting the foot bothers your hip, rest your heel on the floor and circle just the front of the foot instead. Then, with both feet flat, press up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as they will go, and lower them back down with control. This is a seated calf raise, the most direct way to fire that calf pump without any strain at all. Do about 15, feeling the squeeze in your calves on every lift. Keep your breathing slow and easy the whole time. A great many of us hold our breath the moment we concentrate, and a held breath tightens the whole body, which is the opposite of what we want here. Nothing dramatic is happening, just steady traffic moving again where it had stalled. Do those 3 moves honestly, and your feet should already feel a touch warmer and more present than when you sat down. That is the road reopened. Now the nerves have something to work with, and we can ask them to wake up. Your foot is packed with more than a dozen small muscles that curl your toes, spread them, and grip the ground, every one of them run by nerves carrying the signal down from your brain and sensation back up. Tuck your feet into shoes and keep them still on the floor for years, and that whole conversation goes quiet from disuse. The muscles weaken, the nerves fire less crisply, and your brain slowly loses the fine map of your own foot. Step 2 rebuilds that conversation, one deliberate movement at a time. Lay a hand towel flat on the floor in front of you and rest your bare foot on the near edge. Now, using only your toes, scrunch the towel towards you, gathering it up little by little under your foot. It is slow and a bit clumsy at first, and that clumsiness is the whole point. You are making your brain hunt for muscles it has not spoken to in a long while. Do a few passes with each foot. No towel handy? Just curl your toes down hard, as if gripping the floor, hold for a second, then spread them as wide apart as you can. Curl and spread 10 times on each foot. Every scrunch is a nerve remembering its job. Then sit tall and break the movement of your foot into parts. Keep your heel down and lift just the front of your foot and your toes up off the floor, then set them down. Now try to lift only your big toe while the others stay put, or the other way around. You may find your toes have half forgotten how to move on their own, and coaxing them back is exactly the work. It looks like almost nothing from across the room. Inside your foot, dozing nerves are lighting back up. To finish waking things up, march in place while seated. Lift one knee, set it down, lift the other, an easy walking rhythm right there in your chair. Keep it going for about 30 seconds. Marching pumps blood and rehearses the whole lift-in-place pattern of a real step, which asks your foot and ankle to fire in the right order, the very order that numb feet tend to fumble. You are teaching your feet to walk again before you ever ask them to stand. If this is already making your feet feel more like your own, and you would like calm, practical guidance like this for staying strong and steady as the years add up, that is exactly what this channel is here for. Now on to the step that ties it all together. Balance is not really a matter of your legs alone, or your inner ear alone. A huge part of staying upright comes from your feet, feeling the ground, sensing the tiny shifts of weight under your soles, and reporting them upward so your body corrects before you ever begin to tip. That sense has a name, proprioception, the quiet awareness of where your body sits in space without looking down. It runs on the very nerves and foot muscles you just spent 2 steps waking up. Try to train balance on numb, silent feet, and you are building on sand. Train it on feet that can finally feel again, and it holds. Before you stand for the last move, give your calves a gentle stretch, since you have asked a lot of them. Stand behind your chair and hold the top of it. Step one foot back with the heel pressed flat to the floor, and lean gently forward until you feel an easy pull up the back of your lower leg. Hold for about 20 seconds, breathing slow, then switch legs. Never force it. A mild, comfortable stretch is all you are after. Now the final move, the one that pulls the whole routine together. Standing tall behind your chair, both hands resting lightly on the back of it, shift your weight onto one foot and lift the other an inch or two off the floor. That is all. Hold for a few seconds, feeling the sole of your standing foot make dozens of tiny corrections against the floor, then set that foot down and switch. Each of those little corrections is your newly awakened foot talking to your brain, the very reflex that catches you when you stumble. Keep both hands on the chair for now. There is no prize for letting go early, and safety comes before pride every time. As the weeks pass and your feet grow surer, you can let your hands become fingertips, and the fingertips grow lighter. But only when your feet, not your pride, tell you they are ready. Now a calm and honest word about when to bring a doctor in. This routine supports your circulation and your comfort, and it can genuinely help sleepy feet feel more alive. What it does not do is cure nerve damage, and it is no substitute for medical care. If your numbness is steady and slowly worsening, if it sits in only one foot, or if it comes along with real pain, please have a doctor look into it. Numb feet can be the body flagging things like diabetes, reduced circulation from narrowed arteries, or a pinched nerve in the back, and those are worth catching and treating properly. Doing this routine and seeing your doctor are never an either-or choice. They work best side by side, and nothing here asks you to set aside the care you have already been given. A few honest minutes of this is the foundation of staying independent. When you can feel the floor, you rise out of a chair without that unsure little wobble. You take the stairs and trust each step to be right where you expect it. You get up in the dark to reach the bathroom, and your feet read the floor for you, quietly, the way they are meant to. So much of what we dread about growing older, the fall, the lost confidence, the way your world can shrink down to the few rooms you feel safe crossing, traces back to feet that stopped reporting in. Give them a few honest minutes a day, and they start reporting again. And that quiet confidence I asked you to hold in the back of your mind, the feeling of trusting your own 2 feet, is not some far-off reward. It arrives in ordinary moments, sooner than you would expect. One morning you will swing your legs out of bed, stand, and walk toward the day, without that first uncertain beat of wondering whether your feet are awake under you. They will already be there, steady and yours. That is the whole aim of these 3 steps, done in that order, every single day. Pin them to something you already do, right after breakfast, or during the morning news, so they truly happen. Your feet will remember the practice long after you have moved on into your morning. If a simple routine like this helps you feel steadier on your own 2 feet, tell me down in the comments which step you are starting with today. There is a whole library of these waiting for you here on the channel, all of it made to keep you strong, steady, and living life on your own terms.